Good morning, SEA families. I hope you had a great long weekend. We had a fantastic day together as a staff, working together and just working on various aspects of our professional development, particularly working on how to interact better as a community as a whole. And I want to thank our staff for the excellent work that we did on Friday. Thank you as well to all of our families for filling out the new student registration for next year. As has been the trend over the last few years, it's looking like our population is going to continue to increase by just a little bit. And we are very thankful to God for that. We can't wait to see all the new faces that God is bringing to us in the fall. It is very exciting to see our school continue to be blessed and continue to grow. This week, we have members of our student-led group TAVO, Teens Against Violent Oppression, leading devotions in our classrooms throughout the week. And I want to just thank these students for the hard work that they put in and for challenging us as a school to take action, think about where we're spending our money, and even in small ways, do what we can to prevent human trafficking. Thank you very much, students. We appreciate the challenge. The rest of the school students, your teachers have the schedule as to when TAVO will be coming to your class, so feel free to ask them or when the TAVO members will be coming to join you. That's all for me this week. Now over to Pastor Jordy to close us off.
Well, good morning, everybody. SCA family, Pastor Jordy here. I hope you're having a great day so far. There's just a couple of announcements, and then I'm going to close with a thought. So first of all, St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Wednesday, March 17th, and our high school student council and our junior high Lead 9 people will be bringing this day to you. More details to follow, but I'll let one cat out of the bag. Remember the candy guests that we had on Valentine's Day? Well, it's back with this right here, this pot of gold. It's quarantining right now, so I can't let you see it in person. But what's going to happen is it's going to be on the shelf once again in the office on the 17th, and your class could win the whole thing if you guess the closest, of course. So let's see if we can beat the counting experts in the math classes this time. So it's on. Second, spring break is coming, and we're all glad for that, of course. But as your campus pastor, I just want to remind you of what else is coming. Easter, of course. And on March 25th, your family is going to be sent a link to our virtual Easter chapel. And I trust that it's going to help you remember the significance of Christ's death and resurrection. Did you know that that St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, born in the 300s, was kidnapped actually at the age of 16, and he was taken to Ireland as a slave. He escaped and returned around 432, specifically to tell the people about Jesus. St. Patrick, he was no dummy. He was absolutely fully convinced, and not just on faith alone, that Easter was real, that Jesus really did live, die, and rise again for a purpose. And that purpose was rooted in God's unconditional love for you and for me. It's pretty cool. If Jesus didn't rise, think about it. This is all for nothing. It's all for nothing. So resurrection. Hard to believe, isn't it? Absolutely. Well, maybe this will help. What about the testimony of changed lives? Let me just reference something. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is the only plausible explanation for the changed lives of the Apostle Peter, and there's others, but we'll just talk Peter today. Peter went from a pre-resurrection, frightened follower of Christ, openly denying any connection to Jesus to a lowly servant girl, John 18, to someone who a short 50 days later boldly proclaimed the resurrected Christ to thousands in the open forum in the city streets of Jerusalem. Peter said this in Acts chapter 2. God has raised this Jesus to life, and we are all witnesses of the fact. Okay, I want you to think about this. I suggest to you strongly, or not, people do not die for what they know firsthand to be a lie. Say it again. People do not die for what they know firsthand, which means they were there, they witnessed it, to be a lie. Let me say it again. People do not die for what they know firsthand to be a lie. These men all died for their belief in the resurrected Christ. If they knew it was, they were there. But if they knew it was a lie, they wouldn't have done this. James, the brother of Jesus, he was stoned to death because Jesus rose. Thaddeus, he was killed by arrows. Matthew, James, son of Zebedee, and Thomas, they died by the sword. And all of these guys were crucified. Andrew, James, Philip, Simon, Bartholomew, they were all crucified. Peter was actually crucified upside down. He was crucified upside down. People do not die for what they know firsthand to be a lie. So, as Easter gets closer, I urge you to not just consider winning a bunch of chocolate on St. Patrick's Day or just impatiently waiting for a rest on spring break, but to consider what really did happen on that Sunday morning a long time ago and why, and what does that mean for you? The Bible says in Romans chapter 10, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And not just saved in the future, like eternity in heaven, but now. Peace in your soul. Nothing else will work. We try, but nothing else works. SCA family, if there's ever a moment you feel God is prompting you to take a step towards God, me and Mrs. Tuckwood, and frankly, many others, students included, would be happy to pray with you and walk with you in that. Just ask. Just ask. You're free to do that in this place. So God bless you and have a great week.